Hi, welcome to my video on the review of the area of a triangle. And the reason I'm reviewing the area of a triangle because I'm in the area of a triangle section. We're going to find the area of a triangle with two sides and included angle using the trig. And we're also a unit on the sine law and the cosine law, but I need to do the area of a triangle as a review first, just to get us going on this unit. Find the area of a triangle. Well, the area of a triangle that we learned in the previous units is half the base times the height. So that's the base, and this is the height, but I don't have the height. But I do have a right triangle with the hypotenuse and a leg. So that means I have c squared equals a squared plus b squared, where c is the hypotenuse of 13, and a could be the height of h, and b is 12, so we squared. So there's 169, h squared, 12 squared is 144. So I'll leave the h squared there and move the 144 to the left to make it negative. So h squared equals 169 minus 144 is 25. So h, the square root of h squared, is plus or minus the square root of 25. So h is plus or minus 5. So the h has to be a 5 because it can't be negative. So the area of a triangle is half the base times the height, and the base is 12. The height is 5. So half of 12 is 6. 6 times 5 makes 30. And its area, so it's meters squared. And again, if you want to pause the video when we're working these out, pause the videos and work them out yourself first. Now we have the area of a triangle again, this time to the nearest tenth of a foot. And we have to use trig. So Sohcahtoa, Sohcahtoa, and we have an angle, and we need, this is the height, this is the base. So in terms of Sohcahtoa, this is opposite and this is adjacent, so we need tan. The tan is opposite over adjacent, so that means the tan of 70 degrees is opposite, which is 1.8 over b, which is the adjacent. So put it over 1 and cross multiply. That means b tan 70 degrees equals 1 times 1.8 is 1.8. So b is 1.8 divided by the tan of 70. So we can divide both sides by the tan of 70. They cancel. So b is equal to, and I'll pick up my calculator here, 1.8. So let's turn the calculator on and clear it. So we have 1.8 and division, and we have to do tan of 70 degrees. And that gives us decimal 655, so we round it to the nearest tenth, so it's 0.7. So it's 0.7. But the area of a triangle is half the base times the height, so it's a half. The base is 0.7, and the height is 1.8. So we use our calculator and we clear it, and we get a half, which is 0.5 bracket, and it's 0.7, and another bracket, and I have 1.8, and that gives me the area is 0.63, or just 0.6. And I said find the area to the nearest tenth of a square foot. So that means this is feet squared because it's feet times feet. So to the nearest tenth of a foot is wrong. Area is in square units. Number 3, find the exact value of the area. Well, we have a special right triangle. We have a 30, 60, 90 right triangle. And the 30, 60, 90 right triangle, the side opposite n, 30 is n, hypotenuse is 2n, and the longer leg is n root 3. So that means that according to this triangle, if you can see it, I know you can see it, but notice it, that 2n is equal to 12 divided by 2. That means n is equal to 6. So this side is 6, and this side here is n root 3, so it's 6 root 3. So the area of a triangle, half base times height, half, the base is 6, and the height is 6 root 3. Half of 6 is 3, 3 times 6, so that's 18 root 3. And it's in centimeters, so it's centimeters squared. Again, the exact area is, don't change it to a decimal. Work it out in the special right triangle, keeping the root there. And we have another one to do. Pause. Find the area as an exact value. Again, we have a 45 right triangle. Or we have a special right triangle. This is, I should say, you didn't say again. In a special right triangle, 45, 45, 90. This side is n. This side is n. Two sides are equal. Two angles are equal. This is n root 2. So that means that n root 2 must be 8. So we divide by root 2 on each side. So n is equal to 8 over root 2. Can't leave a radical in the bottom, so we rationalize. We multiply by root 2 over root 2. So n is 8 root 2 over 2. Root 2 times root 2 is root 4, which is 2. So n is equal to 4 root 2. So that means the base is 4 root 2. That means the other side is 4 root 2 because they're equal. So the area of a triangle is half the base times the height. So it's a half of 4 root 2 times 4 root 2. And we're going to multiply these two first. Let's multiply the brackets first. So that's 6. That's multiply these two. That's 16 times root 2 times root 2 is 2. So that's 32. So a half of 32 is 16. And it's in inches, so it's square inches. Number 5, we have to find the area. But this is, notice the triangle has two sides of 10, 10, and this base is 16. So if we drop a perpendicular or an altitude down, because these two sides are equal, dropping the altitude down between these sides bisects the base of 6 and 6. And the reason it bisects the base, because when you drop this altitude down, you form two congruent triangles. This side is equal to this one. This is a common side, and we have a right angle. So these two triangles are congruent by what we call HL, hypotenuse leg. So it means it splits the base at 8 and 8. And as a result, we have a right triangle. So we can call this the height. So we have c squared is a squared plus b squared. So c is 10, a is the h, and the base is 8. So that's 100. H squared, 64. So h squared is 100 minus 64. H squared is 36. So the square root of h squared is plus minus the square root of 36. So h is plus or minus 6. So the height can't be negative. So it's got to be 6. So the area of a triangle is half the base times the height. The base of the triangle is 16. The height of the triangle we found out to be 6. So a half of 16 is 8. 6 eighths are 48. And it's in meters, so it's square meters. And they ended off with a good problem. We did discuss this in polynomials in an earlier unit in geometry. A regular hexagon whose perimeter is 24, find its exact area. So let's draw a regular hexagon. A regular hexagon is a hexagon that has 6 sides and all the sides are equal. So this is a hexagon. So how are we going to get the area of the hexagon? Well, if we hexagon, draw the diagonals crisscrossing at the center like this. So the perimeter is 24. So the perimeter is 24. The perimeter got 6 sides, so 6 times s. So 24 equals 6s divided by 6. So s is equal to 4. So this side, let's take this one right here. 4, 4, 4. Okay. Now, we notice we have a triangle here. And because it's regular, this diagonal is congruent to this one, is congruent to this one. That means that these diagonals bisect each other, so this segment here equals this one. So the number of degrees around this point here, let's call this point A. Number of degrees here is 360. So we have 360 degrees divided by, there's 6 angles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that gives us each angle is 60. So this angle here is 60. So let's draw this triangle separately now out here. So we have a 4 and we have a 60-degree angle. But these two sides are equal. So this is very similar to this one. If these sides are equal, that means the base angles are equal. So this is 60. So 180 minus 60 gives us 120 left. And 120 divided by 2 gives us 60-degree angle. So this is 60 and this is 60. This is an equilateral triangle. 60, 60, 60. All angles equal, all sides equal. So that means this side is 4 and this side is 4. So if we drop a perpendicular between the congruent sides, it goes perpendicular to the base, so it splits the base into 2 and 2. So that means we can find a height 2 different ways. We can find it with the special right triangle, like this. So that's a 4, perpendicular 60. So that means that that angle is 30 and 30, because you got a 90, 60, that makes it 30. That's a 90 and 60, that makes that 30. So we have n, 2n, and n root 3. That means that if that's 2n is equal to 4 divided by 2, n is equal to 2. So if this is, that's a 2 and that's a 2. So that's another way we could have got 2. This side here is n root 3, so that's 2 root 3. So the area of a triangle is half the base times the height. So it's a half the base is 4. The height is 2 root 3. So half of 4 is 2. So that's 2 times 2 root 3 is 4 root 3. And is in feet, so it's square feet. But that's one triangle. So we have the area of the hexagon is 6 triangles. So it's 6 times 4 root 3. So the area is 24 root 3. And it's square feet. Again, a good problem to review your trig and to review the area of a triangle that we did in previous units. And that brings us to the end of the review on an area of a triangle. And again, if you like my video, click the like button. If you want to be a subscriber, click the subscribe button, and visit my math website, www.mathfullyexplained.com, to find more information about me, my videos, and the content. That's the content of my YouTube channel called Math Fully Explained. Thank you for viewing my video. Bye-bye.